Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai by Hashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone for teaching the truth time and time again, showing us to be men of the Lord. The Wadi Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai by Hashem, Rakak Wadash. The brother Taha Wam. And just want to go into a lesson. You just like everyone see what happened this week with the IUP, whatever the fuck their name is, and IUIC. You know, these and they had a little brawl and all that stuff, which is it's just niggas don't do what they don't do, but I don't really care. But just going into like the Spirit of the Lord just showing us, just reading the scriptures that we really want to just be in, because we're coming into a situation, and it don't matter if you have 100 men, if like more people hate the Lord and the men of the Lord than not. And the Lord is just going to have to be our protection. Because if you were ever in boxing, if you were like, see, like a lot of people, even they train and they do it because they might spar with someone that does it. Because remember, sparring you're supposed to be lighter with it. But in reality, people that train are like people that are really good at fighting. It's illegal for them to fight. You're licensed, and that's attempted murder. So if you like, you can be a good boxer and you beat someone, you're going to jail. So it's like that's all. And so you have any high level training, you couldn't fight anyway. So we have to just not try to be niggas in these. Just be in reality, because if you like real train and all stuff, they train you in these practices. Like if you're really in a martial art for the arting, or even if you were trained for MMA, or actually did it for professionally, they tell you don't fight a nigga on the street. Like you see the retired ones like BJ Penn, but he retired, and once you take that license off, then you can. But other than any time, fighting someone on the street just gonna get you sued and get you a possible attempted murder charge. So this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Because the point of this lesson is to be harmless. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. And there's the Spirit, because the elders and apostles, the great millstone, their camp, they didn't go in this particular scripture, but they were in Matthew 10. Pretty much that's what they started off with, and they were going into it. So it's crazy that the part that they didn't really go into is went in fruition, but that don't mean anything. We just know that who the Spirit is dealing with, which is going to deal with a multiple of men. But a lot of the truth and the correct doctrine is coming out of the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. But that's just, so let's put that in it. But behold, I send forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, but therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Let's see this word harmless.
Strong's G 185. Akerayas.
Unmixed, pure in wine. Slovakia. What the hell? Let me see. I didn't ever look this word up, so it's a little interesting to me. Harmless. Ooh. I looked it up in the etymology.
Strong's G 185. Akerayas.
When unmixed, so unmixed, pure of its wine and metals. It can be in the philosophy or something. Of the mind without mixture of evil, free from guile. And when it said no guile was found in their mouth. Innocent, simple. And not in simple in the aspect, but he said be as a child. Sorry. Let me look it up. Because etymology is study of the language. Harmless from, without harm to harmless. Danish harmless, let me see. Uninjurious, without power or disposition to harm. So what did the Lord? He made him without power and disposition. Even though all the power you have, he said, be wise as serpents. A serpent is a very smart and cunning creature. They liken the serpent back in Eve's time to be Salaki is getting hot. I'm in my car at work. A creature that knows its weaknesses and knows its powers. And our power is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. That's our power. And I looked up this word harmless just in the scriptures. And we don't get to why I say that. But look it. This is what is it, Philippians chapter 2, verse 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the Son of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as the light of the world. So the Lord said, I am the light of the world. And was Yahushua, was he getting physical, fighting people? Like, the power of Yahushua, he could have called how many legions down and took over the entire world, but he didn't. He showed he talked in authority. We have to look at it. But I'm talking about when it came to physical or when things were happening, he wasn't just fighting. He became harmless. Because that's the thing. The example, we have to be the example to the flock. We have to be the example of how we walk. So we see that the Lord, and not seeing bitches, like someone comes over and smacks you, like, you better whoop his ass. Like, come on. But the Lord is not going to have you put in that situation unless he's telling you something. Because I've heard stories of, this power in scriptures. There's some, like, when you have that so much power, you try to feel, what the hell?
When he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these: the first Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and...
My bad. See, the Lord once you start showing, he gives you power. I don't know how that is, maybe the scripture, but that's just, because this is the way the Lord has. This is the true discipleship. So you go in the end of the 10th chapter, so we're saying the servant is no greater than his master. So that's probably why the Spirit have it like that. It's no greater, and he said he'll give you the power of it, but right now it's not. It's we're supposed to that you be blameless and harmless. In the etymology, because right before it says I can do all things. No, that's the 4th chapter. But this is so that no man can criticize you. Live clean, innocent lives as children of God, shining like bright lights in the world full of crooked and perverse people. So you see niggas is fighting, doing all just niggery, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Mashiach, that I am not run in vain, neither labor in vain. So all these people, so they're teaching the truth, and then they fight it on the street, making the ministry be blamed, because they're gonna put everyone that speaks the truth. Not just all the camps, all the people that just do it. Everyone's like, oh, this is what they do. They fight, and it gets it. People don't have a different spirit coming towards camps. It's like, oh, these are the problems. Everything was bad because these guys have came. Look at it. Let me see. I haven't seen this. This is Hebrews chapter 7, verse 27. For as such high priests become us, who is holy, harmless. And they said the discipleship is you want to, in that Matthew's 10th chapter, be as the master. Those are the real, like they say, role models. Our real role model is Yahushua, to be like him. Harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, and much higher than heaven. So being separate, any nigga in the thing, if they have a group of men, it's called riot mentality, and they go like gangs and all stuff, they'll fight over street blocks. But like being separate is like, you just, I'm not even gonna be harmless as a dove. Like this is it's just self-explanatory. But niggas just want to fight and be all this thing, these like banging. camp banging and all that stuff, which is all, everyone does it. Like, that's what it is. It's just a destination from like Pharisees, some scribes, just all that stuff. Everyone, whatever their part, they try to say that they're the best or the right one. But it doesn't matter, because the Lord is controlling. The Lord really controls who goes in and who goes out. So it would have been a smart to just be peaceful with all men, because that would show separation. Like, the Lord, only the people that really hated the Lord really caused them problems. But as Paul and all stuff to get in situations just have a better life, this is Romans chapter 12, verse 18, was he was inspired by the Lord. The Lord, he wasn't just doing crazy shit. Romans chapter 12, verse 18. If it be possible, as much as I live, much as I lie in you, live peaceable with all men. Be peaceful. Like, just, oh, you guys want the corner? Have it. Then Yahushua, because is these men not speaking the truth? He said, so this is not talking about enemies. They give him one cheek, he tells you to run a mile, run two. So that was a perfect time to apply that. They say, oh, this is our corner, we want this corner. Okay, how much corner do you want? Oh, it's getting messed up. It's too loud. We're going to go to a different corner. That's what the Lord was preaching. And this situation, not with like an Edomite, hey, this is my corner. That's different. See, it is, but like brethren, because might be some elect in all those camps, but you can show if they are by using these qualities. And how they reacted was actually like it looked like a staged police event, because what they were doing, war techniques used by police, like jiu-jitsu, the hold, they weren't actually, if you see, IUIC wasn't actually really fighting. They were incapacitating them before they can be arrested. And then how they laid on the legs and on so they can move easily, they handcuff. Those are police tactics. So you know what they're about. Dearly, this is 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. And it's not saying, oh, it's mine. Paul's not saying it. It says Yahweh Shai, Yahweh. Yahweh is saying this, like, but through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, that vengeance is the Lord. The Lord is coming. Yahweh Shai is coming to lay vengeance. And look at how long he waited. He waited. It only really been 2 years. 2 years for him. Like 2 days, Salakia. But it been 2,000 years for us. But no one is seeing. Yahweh Shai, that's a loving brother. So he was checking on us even in our bad times. Because Yahweh, he didn't throw us away, but he was giving us punishment to show us. But Yahweh Shai, that ultimate brother. So he was checking on it, seeing the atrocities these demons were doing. He was like, I got you for that. That's my servant right there. I'm fucking you up for that. Like, Yahweh Shai probably has more of me, has lists on the people, not only the people that fuck with him, but even more. Because, when you love your brother, when you love it, you get mad. It's like, fuck what happens to me. You dealing with my brother. I'm fucking you up. See, so you guys understand. So I will repay them, said the Lord. So the Lord's going to even punish them even deeper for dealing with his men, his nation. So we have to get in that spirit of being in that spirit of, like, man, we just gotta just take the low. Like, that's what it is. And when we argue and all stuff, like someone, because you can't reason with niggas. Like, you can't reason with niggas. So you might as well just take the low. Because what does the Lord say? Our weapons are warfare carnal. But what if he was just a disguised nigga in that camp? He got mad and you probably beat him up. Because that's the most of the time how niggas die. You beat them up, you make them look like a joke, or you just incapacitate them, you make them feel less than a man. When they feel less than a man, they get a gun and they come back and kill you. This is Matthew chapter 26, verse 52. And the Lord, and then said Yahweh Shai unto him, put up again thy sword in thy place. This is when the Lord, it was the will of the Lord that Yahweh Shai was going to get arrested, because he had to get crucified and come back to, 3 days and 3 nights. Is it the 4th day? but he was going to be resurrected after the third day. So he was going to, it was going to happen. It was the will of the Lord. He even asked the Lord if it be possible, can you take it away? The Lord wouldn't answer him because this is how it had to go. So there's no point. The police, because it is prophesied that after some men are going to be in jail for 10 days, perfected amount of days. So you never know how many, but that's what's going to happen. So it was trying to because that's what Judas was trying to do. That he was trying to stop the will of the Lord, not stop it, but push for it, make it happen before fighting and having that thing. When we're not in the days of Maccabees, it's a time for war, it's a time for peace, and right now it's a time to prophesy. It's time to wait for the Lord, waiting to show our faith. So back in 52, but Yahushua put him and put again thy sword into his place, for all that take the sword shall perish with the sword. So, you can fight, and you might win one group, you might win all that stuff, but you're gonna fight someone. Remember, like everyone can train and all that stuff, but you really don't know until you compete it with the best. Because you can spar with them, it might seem easy, but remember, sparring is they're not even trying. Like, they're just trying to get better. That's not. But really fighting someone that really fights, it's the difference between, you wrestle with someone in the room, and you might holler stuff, but then why some people are state champions, national champions, some people are the best in the world, and why some people are not. So you're going to walk into one person and fight, and he's going to fuck you up. And especially if you're outnumbered and you're in these situations. Come on. Think thou that I cannot pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? The Lord was like, if the Lord willed it. Look what Elisha, he said, let their eyes be open to see how many of his soldiers, hitters, the real hitters, ones that will happily do the will of the Lord. And it be righteous and won't feel no guilt on it, because you might kill and you have guilt. These angels ain't feeling no guilt because they're doing the will of the Yahweh Shem outside. They're designed to do it. Design hitters. This is so we just we'll just leave it to the Lord. So with that, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the Water Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Shalom.